We are here to announce the takedown of a drug trafficking ring that has been moving massive amounts of illegal drugs in and around the Hudson Valley and the Capital Region, and the indictment of 12 individuals for their roles in flooding communities in Ulster, Dutchess, and Saratoga counties with heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine. 4 of the defendants are also being charged for illegal possession of firearms, including assault weapons, high-capacity magazines. This takedown is the result of a joint investigation between my office's Organized Crime Task Force, which is headed by Nicole Keary, and the Ulster Regional Gang Enforcement Narcotics Team, otherwise known as Urgent. This investigation, which began in June of 2021, resulted in the seizure of 11 kilograms of cocaine with a street value of $1.2 million. More than 15,000 methamphetamine pills with a street value of $100,000. More than 5,000 artificial Xanax pills with a street value of $50,000. And more than 750 heroin pills with a street value of $20,000. We also recovered 39 firearms, including assault weapons, 40 high-capacity magazines, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and more than $120,000 in cash. The first indictment charges 11 defendants with 275 counts for their roles in 2 drug trafficking operations, both of which were centered around Christopher Pullinchin. As alleged in the first conspiracy, Mr. Pullinchin operated an illegal pill distribution network in and around Ulster, Dutchess, and Saratoga counties. Mr. Pullinchin purchased heroin pills from Alton Countryman and then resold them to Thomas Cologne, Julia Eaton, and Zachary Van Black. These individuals then resold them to people across the region. Mr. Pullinchin also purchased methamphetamine pills from a source on the West Coast, and then resold these methamphetamine pills to Colin, Eaton, Van Black, and David Devin Mooney. Cologne then sold the pills to Ralph Banks Jr. and others. Mr. Pullinchin stored these pills at his residence located in New Paltz, and at 3 additional stash houses located in New Paltz, Kingston, and at his office located in Wappinger Falls. Flooding communities with these powerful drugs is illegal and dangerous in the first place. Heroin is a very powerful opioid. But what makes this illegal pill operation that much more dangerous and disturbing is the fact that people were buying these drugs. They did not know that they were buying them ingesting heroin and methamphetamine. These pills were marketed on the street as oxycodone and Adderall. And they were made to look exactly like the pharmaceutical grade versions of these prescription drugs. Alton Countryman made the heroin pills himself at his home in Kingston. He took loose heroin, pressed it into pills, and designed it to look exactly like pharmaceutical grade oxycodone. They had the same shape, color, and most concerning, these pills had the same imprints as real pharmaceutical oxycodone pills, marked with the imprint A2-1-5. Mr. Pullinchin then brought these heroin pills from Countrymen and sold them to other defendants in this network. And people had no idea that they were actually consuming heroin. Similarly, the methamphetamine that Mr. Pullinchin purchased from a West Coast source was made to look exactly like an Adderall pill. It was orange, it was oval shaped, had the same B9-7-4 imprint as real Adderall. It was then sold to individuals as Adderall. But people had no idea that they were actually consuming methamphetamine. Mr. Pullinchin also obtained large amounts of cocaine and artificial Xanax pills from another source located in the Gulf Coast states. He then sold that cocaine to Cologne, Eaton, and Wolney for resale to others. And Cologne resold the cocaine to Banks and Kevin Drake and Nicholas LaSousa. After testing the Xanax at a lab, we found that it contained no Xanax whatsoever. In fact, it was a placebo, a sugar pill. Using electronic surveillance, our investigators overheard the defendants frequently use coded and cryptic terminology in an attempt to disguise their illicit activities, such as referring to cocaine as girl, lady, or white. They referred to the blue heroin pills as blues, blueberries, or berries. They referred to the orange methamphetamine pills as oranges or peaches. And they referred to the artificial Xanax pills as greens or beans. And over the course of the investigation, we also seized a significant number of firearms from several of the defendants, many of which you can see here today. And these guys were armed with assault weapons and high-capacity magazines and hundreds of rounds of ammunition and professional grade riot gear and other weapons and law enforcement grade supplies. Mr. Pullinchin and Mr. Alton, Countryman, and Mr. Banks and Cologne also are facing charges related to these firearm offenses. And while conducting this investigation, we uncovered another individual who was selling large quantities of cocaine in the region but was not directly connected to this network. The second indictment unsealed in this prosecution today charges Robert Curry of Kingston for possession of large amounts of cocaine. These 12 individuals are charged with 279 counts for their roles in selling these drugs and illegally owning these weapons, including operating as a major trafficker, which is a Class A1 felony, which Mr. Pullinchin is being charged with: criminal possession of a controlled substance, criminal possession of a weapon, criminal possession of stolen property, and conspiracy. Today's takedown is the latest example of our office's commitment to combating the often violent drug operation that puts all of us at risk. And since 27, my office's suburban and upstate response to the growing epidemic or surge initiative has taken 738 alleged drug traffickers off the streets. In addition to that, we all know that we must address this in every angle. And as you all know, we've been successful in our efforts to hold the manufacturers and distributors of opioids accountable, delivering $1.5 billion to New York State thus far, and including more than $100 million for the Hudson Valley region to address this very crisis. And we are also going after those who make profit and claim lives by selling these drugs on our streets. And once again, we're taking action to do just that and to prevent the death and destruction and carnage caused by drugs and guns.